The version of you that you are becoming is being shaped by your environment, your habits, your conversations, and everything else that you're absorbing daily. Welcome to the Inner Launch, where we talk about rebuilding your self-trust, reclaiming your identity, and creating your next chapter from the inside out. I'm your host, Christina Bolkovich, and today we're talking about what you consume, you become. So if you're consuming books, podcasts, music, conversations, social media, and every other environment that you're in, it's shaping you. It shapes your mindset, your confidence, your identity, and the standards for your future. Most people don't realize that they are being programmed ever so slightly every single day. By your books, your podcasts, your music, your social media, your TV, your friends groups, conversation, news, environments, it's all shaping you. Most people underestimate how much that affects you emotionally and mentally. But that energy that you are consuming compounds over time. Your mind absorbs more than you realize. Your brain is constantly collecting evidence for who you are and what is possible. Books can expand new ways of thinking. Let's take personal development books, for instance. They can introduce new ways of thinking. They can challenge your limiting belief. If you're not sure what a limiting belief is, pause for a moment. A limiting belief is something that you keep telling yourself so much that you believe it, and that stops you from getting further ahead or where you want to go. So, personal development books can challenge your limiting beliefs. They can expose you to people that live differently, and they normalize growth, healing, confidence, discipline, and leadership. Sometimes one single sentence can challenge everything that you've thought in your mind for years. I know for me, one of those biggest things was fear and faith are manifested the same way. So let that sink in. Fear and faith are manifested the same way. Because it's what you focus on, you will become. So if you are focused on the fearful side of things, you will be fearful. If you are focused on the faith side, the gratitude side, positivity side, you will have that grateful, that positivity, the good things coming to you. Personal development books can actually help you to feel less alone, less confused, as if you don't know what's going on. You feel a little bit more grounded and understood. Reading personal development books can make you realize that you're not broken, you're not lazy, and you're capable of so much more. Sometimes a personal development book can say something that your soul needs to hear. Most people stay stuck because they keep consuming that same negativity, whether that is from social media, from environments, from friendships, relationships, whatever it is. They stay stuck because that's what they're consuming. Regardless of if those are the same environments, the same routines, same conversations, same negative influences, they stay in that victim mindset. But growth requires new input. You cannot create a new life with the same mental patterns. So at some point, you are going to have to start consuming different information. To become different, you have to be willing to expose yourself to something different. Your environment will quietly shape your standards. So what people around you normalize matters. So if you're surrounded by people that normalize having a bad relationship, that matters. If you surround yourself with people that believe that their health is a priority, that matters. If you surround yourself that believe money is the ultimate power and they should have a lot of it, that matters. Somebody with ambition, emotional intelligence, confidence, it all matters what you surround yourself with. If everyone around you is constantly complaining, avoiding growth, or settles, it affects you. I'm sure we all have that one negative friend that is constantly complaining about all the things that goes wrong in their life and woe is them. It starts to drain you. You start to feel emotionally exhausted even though they're not even your emotions. They're theirs. That is because what you are consuming, you become. So if you're consuming their negative energy and now you're in a negative state, that is exactly why. One of the biggest things that really impacts our self-worth is social media. Doom scrolling, the comparison, constant negativity, and the overconsumption without action. There is some content that inspires growth. Some content keeps people feeling anxious. Some content keeps people feeling insecure, distracted, or emotionally exhausted. Making sure that you curate your feed so that you are actually consuming things that are going to support your growth is going to be the way to grow. That is going to be the way to get you to where you want to be. Because you're starting to think differently. You're starting to consume differently. You're starting to educate yourself differently and see yourself in a different light. You have to protect your mind the same way that you would protect your body. What you listen to in the hard times, that matters. Hard seasons make people emotionally vulnerable. What you consume during your recovery shapes you. And that's the difference between empowerment and victimhood. I'm sure you guys have known the people that always say, like, oh, I just can't get over this because this happened. Yeah, but why? We both had the same thing happen in life, but why is it that one of us was able to get over it and one of us wasn't? Well, what was the difference in what we were consuming? Because some people do consume positive things, and other people will consume the things that will keep them feeling in their emotions, feeling understood because other people are going through it, but they're not surrounding themselves with the people that are actually progressing forward. So they're staying stuck in those situations. That's the difference between healing versus bitterness, or growth versus avoidance. You have to actively be trying to be in a different space. And that is why consuming positive things, personal development books, podcasts, hey, thanks for listening, and everything else is really going to help you move forward. It can give you disciplines and perspective that you never even realized you needed. It can increase your communication, your resilience, and your self-reflection. The most successful people are often obsessed with learning. Reading can train your thinking. Personal growth content can give people the tools that they were never taught. You have to intentionally feed your mind what it needs. People carefully choose the food that goes into their body, but they consume everything mentally and don't think about what they're consuming. So remember, choose that mental nutrition to protect your peace. Choosing growth intentionally. Replace that passive consumption with intentional learning. Your mind will become what you continuously feed it. So if you don't know my story, I am a domestic violence survivor. I went through a lot and got myself out of it. But that was because I chose to do something differently. I knew that I was in a negative space. I did not want to be in that negative space anymore. So I started consuming as many personal development things as I could. I was listening to books all the time, podcasts, music, whatever it was, I was listening to it because I didn't want to be in that negative place. I didn't want to be stuck there. I wanted change. I wanted growth. And that for me felt like growth, even if I didn't see the progress at the time. Consuming all the positive things that we've just talked about really changed my life. And I know sometimes people can hear this and think, oh my gosh, I have to redo everything. You don't. You can start small. You can start with reading 10 pages a day. You can replace 30 minutes of doom scrolling with learning. You can audit your social media feed. You can ask yourself, does this content inspire me or does it drain me? Does it make me compare or help me grow? You can surround yourself with people who challenge you positively. The person that you become is not random. Your habits shape you. Your environments shape you. Your inputs shape you. Your life changes when what you consume changes. So if you want to change your life, start with what constantly enters your mind. This has been another episode of The Inner Launch. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!